and welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm going to be doing a part 2 to the getting to know me that I did as one of my first videos, but kind of going to do it in a little bit of a different style. I'm going to be doing a Q&A. I've just got some random questions up on a website. Let's jump right in. Okay, so I'm going to start with general questions. The first question is, have you ever met someone famous? The answer is yes. A couple of years ago it would have been no, but last year the film Yesterday, which was all about the Beatles being forgotten, haven't actually seen it, probably should have done. Because it was partly filmed at my workplace and on the beach that my workplace overlooks, which is just a local beach, which is Gorleston Beach. So when the premiere happened in Gorleston Cinema down the High Street, basically the directors and some members of the cast came to our workplace and had like a booked dinner. So kind of had a big kind of fangirl moment as Ed Sheeran walked past. That was kind of a big moment for everybody who worked there. We kind of all stopped and was like pinching ourselves. But Danny Boyle was there, which was the director. Richard Curtis was there. I think her name's Kate McKinnon as well. She's in it. And Ed Sheeran and his girlfriend was there as well. So yes, I have met famous people. I actually served Ed Sheeran his dinner, as well as Danny Boyle and Richard Curtis and Kate McKinnon. So I haven't just met them, I've served them dinner, which kind of is a surreal moment for everybody who was working there. It was a very quiet and boring shift until that point, so definitely glad that was when I worked, because everybody who didn't was very jealous. So if you could live anywhere, where would it be? Oh, if I could live anywhere, I don't know, because I'd want to live in so many places. I really love living in the UK, so I'd probably stay in the UK, and that's probably really boring. I don't know whether I'll always live in the UK. Probably the answer to that is yes. I loved my trip to Cornwall last year. Absolutely stunning place down there, so that would be pretty cool to live down there. It's also gets the hottest sort of weather in the UK. I'd also like to kind of live in Wales. I do love Wales. However, if I wasn't to live in the UK, I would probably live in, I'm torn between like the States or Australia, which I kind of feel like are really obvious answers. I don't know where, because I'm not that good with geography and the states of the US, so I wouldn't know which state I'd want to live in, which probably isn't very helpful to answering this question. Same with Australia. I'd want to live there, but I don't know whether I'd be able to live there like for the rest of my life. I'd live there for a little bit, maybe for a few years, and then probably come back. So it wouldn't be like a long-term thing. So how many pairs of shoes do you have? Now, as a girl, I kind of feel like I'm underachieving in the pairs of shoes I have. I probably have about 8 pairs of shoes at the most. I've got 2 pairs of Converse. I actually think I might have 3. I think I've still got my low tops. So I've got white high tops, black high tops. Oh no, I've also got light blue high tops, and then I've got a pair of white low tops. I've got a pair of Adidas Campus shoes, just in black and white. I've got, oh God, Sam's gonna kill me for getting the name of this pair of shoes wrong. I have Nike, oh God, you're gonna have to bear with me because I really don't know the name. Nike 270 Reacts. I want to say that's in the right order. It's either Nike Reacts 270 or Nike 270 Reacts. I don't quite know what colourway they're in. So they're kind of like my most worn shoes. I've then got a couple of pairs of smart shoes, a couple of pairs of sandals, a couple of pairs of heels, and that's kind of it. Got a pair of heeled boots. Yeah, I don't really own a lot of pairs of shoes, maybe 10 I'd go with, because I feel like I'd forgotten about a few pairs of shoes. Do you like scary movies? No, I do not. I am such a scaredy cat with scary movies. if you've watched my everyday favourites video, which was the second video that I did, I spoke about that I was currently watching Doctor Who. I'm still currently watching that, and I tell you what, I have to sit there like behind the covers just watching that. So no, I do not like scary movies. I still to this day cannot watch American Horror Story. I tried because it was a series that I really wanted to watch, but if you haven't seen it, you won't know what I mean. But basically the very first episode where like the two kids are in the house, literally like the first scene, and they've got the staircase to their right, and then they go through like the back room of this at the back of the staircase, and the music changed and it got really tense and really dark, and I can't watch any further than that. I turned it all off because I was too scared. So yeah, big scaredy cat. The scariest movies, I have seen It, and I've seen It Chapter 2. I've seen The Purges, but The Purges aren't kind of scary, they're more like jumpy. I have actually seen Pet Sematary. That was a freaking scary film. Creeped out right from the beginning. I literally just sat there in the cinema, near enough crying my eyes out, trying not to breathe too heavy because I was that scared. I was actually sitting next to Matt, which is one of my other best friends, and he just kept saying to me all the way through, "Are you okay?" I was literally shaking. I was terrified. Never again. So the next question is last film that I watched. Very different to a scary film. The last film I watched was actually last night, which was Ice Age 2. I absolutely love the Ice Age film series. It makes me laugh at stupid little things that shouldn't make me laugh. I know it's made for kids, but you know what, I don't care. It properly cheers me up and gives me a good little giggle. So do you like roller coasters is the next question. To a certain extent, I like roller coasters, but I don't like ones that do loop-de-loops. I don't like ones that therefore go upside down, or the ones that are like the really steep drops, like the basically vertical drop. So I think it's Oblivion at, I want to say Alton Towers. It's either Alton Towers or Thorpe Park. I'm not one that has been to either of them in actual fact. The only roller coasters that I've been on are ones in Disneyland, Florida, and I will never forgive my dad for dragging me on this roller coaster. I was 9 at the time, and he kind of took charge and was like, yeah, we'll go on this one, this will be great. I'm petrified of the dark, and like I just said, I don't like roller coasters that do loop-de-loops. This combined the two. It was, I can't think what it was called. I think it was called like the Rock and Roller. It was basically like a pink limo as the roller coaster and all the carts. And it was like, as soon as it started, you were submerged into pitch black, and it was just had like UV decorations sort of like about, so you didn't know what the track was doing. There was 3 loop-de-loops in that. I came off absolutely crying my eyes out, so thank you, Dad, for that. Scarred for life. So what star sign am I? I am a Cancer. My birthday's on the 8th of July, which I'm pretty sure I mentioned in my other Getting to Know Me video. If you are into star signs and the zodiac, you will have to let me know what that means, because I have not got a clue. My favourite colour is, I don't know, I want to say grey, very boring, I know, but I want to say it's also purple, but it's like pastel purple. So in my previous video when I mentioned about pastel colours and I mentioned about my love for the Stabilo pastel highlighters, that purple is like my favourite colour. If you are a user of them or have seen them, you will know what I mean. I'm not one for like bright or dark purples, but lighter purples I do like. What's your lucky number? My lucky number is 8 because I'm born on the 8th of July. It is literally just that simple. The next question is, do you have any pets? I don't. I used to. So throughout my whole life, for basically as long as I can remember, I've had pets up until like the last 2-3 years. So when I was younger, my childhood pets were 2 cats. One was a black and white cat and her name was Gizmo, and then I had a tabby cat and her name was Munchie. I also had a vast amount of fish across the years. My favourite fish are the black moorfish, which are like the black fish with like the big goggly eyes on the side of their heads. Don't know why, because probably to most people they're quite ugly fish. Absolutely love them. It was my favourite growing up. Obviously when I had fish as a kid, I had a like goldfish and I called it Nemo. I also had Dory. I had quite a few of like the Nemo characters as names for my fish. I've also had 2 hamsters, one called Chestnut and one called Rolo, and then I had Rolo when we moved into here. Sadly, she died. Both my hamsters were female. They were both also Syrian hamsters. Not too long after we'd settled in here, Mum and I got kittens, and they were again a black and white cat and a tabby cat, both females. Now I say that, bear with me. So their names were Twinkle, which was the black and white one, and then Pebbles, which was the tabby one. Now we bought these off my auntie because she does actually breed like cats and dogs. And we were sold them as both girls, and Pebbles actually turned out to be a guy. We did get them both like neutered and everything like that, so that wasn't a problem. But sadly, Pebbles died not too long after that operation, and then Twinkle was my black and white cat, or our black and white cat, and she was an absolute nightmare, but I loved her to pieces. That is why my name on my Instagram and people who have me on Snapchat, that is why Twinks is in there, as my favourite cat was Twinkle. Absolute good. I still don't have like a cat roaming around. I'd love to have like a little pet still now. My height is 5'4", I want to say and a half, but I think I'm kidding myself. Not very tall at all. My shoe size is a size 5. What's my favourite mode of public transport? I would say a train. Unfortunately, round here we don't have many train connections. We have a train station in our town of Great Yarmouth, and that literally goes from there to our city, and that is it. I don't get travel sick on trains, whereas I do on buses, coaches, in cars as well. I know that's not a mode of public transport. Yeah, I'd go for trains because it doesn't make me feel so sick. What's my favourite animal? My favourite animal is a red panda. Yeah, I love them. I don't know really where my love for them came from, but I've had it for like at least the last 8 years. So yeah. What was your favourite holiday? My favourite holiday was probably either America, when we went to Disneyland Florida, or Tenerife, which was the year after, which I kind of talk about in my top 5 holiday destination places, because I talk about Tenerife and like Scion Park in that. But Disneyland America was an amazing holiday. I was 8, and it was like my absolute dream. Loved it so much, and it was one of my last family holidays when my mum and dad were still together, so that's probably why it resonates so much with my favourite holiday. Where would my dream holiday be? I've spoken about that again in my top 5 holiday destinations video, so I'm not going to answer that in here. If you want to know the answer to that, make sure you check that out. What sport do I love the most? To do myself, I would say rounders or cricket, but to watch myself, I would say rugby or Formula 1, definitely. Grew up watching Formula 1 with my dad, and definitely prefer rugby over football. My favourite pizza topping, now I'm not a major lover of pizza. I used to eat a lot of pizza, but I haven't had pizza probably in about 6 months. If I was going to order one from like Domino's or Pizza Express, anywhere like that, it would be pepperoni. However, if I go into Spoons and get a pizza, I actually get their vegan pizza, which just consists of peppers and mushrooms on top. I want to say there's onion on it as well, but I picked that off. I don't like their cheese in Wetherspoons because I don't like when cheese melts and then it like solidifies again. I just can't eat it. So I get the vegan pizza because it doesn't come with cheese. What song do I love the most? I don't know specifically like what songs, but my favourite artist is Gabrielle Aplin. I've seen her live twice now, which she is absolutely amazing. If you haven't heard her music, make sure you check it out. Absolutely love her and her music. And then the next question is, what film do you love the most? Now, I have a lot of favourite films. I'm actually planning to do a top 5 favourite films video fairly soon, so I'm not going to answer that one just yet because I want to include it in a different video. Favourite alcoholic drink is probably cider. Specifically, I would either say specifically strawberry and lime for Kopparberg, or if you go into Aldi, so you can tell I'm a student, the fact that I'm talking about Aldi cider. So it's their cans of Alaska, which is their brand of cider, and the flavour is peach, mango and lime. I want to say it's peach and mango. Yeah. Honestly, it's amazing. It tastes like fizzy fruit juice. Very, very nice. 99p a can as well. Can't really go wrong. Favourite non-alcoholic drink, if we're talking fizzy from a can, at the minute it would be orange Fanta. Also love my full fat Coke. But non-fizzy drink, I would definitely say Robinson's apple and blackcurrant squash. Favourite TV show? Now, my favourite TV show of all time has to be Friends. I've watched a lot of TV series. Ones from my childhood, I would definitely say Wizards of Waverly Place. I'm nearly finished that as a series now, so I can watch the films fairly soon. But yeah, definitely Friends. Do you want any children? Yes, I do want children. I know I'm only 19, but I have wanted kids for quite a while. Obviously not now, or then when I first wanted them, but I just knew quite a while ago that I did want kids at some point in the future. I want 2 children, preferably one of each. If not, I feel like I'd rather have 2 girls than 2 boys. Can you curl your tongue? Yes, I can curl my tongue. I know some people can't. My mum can't, but my dad can, so I definitely get it from my dad. And I'm gonna end on this question, and it's gonna be, if you won the lottery, what would you do? I would give as much of it as I possibly could to my mum, so she could pay the mortgage off, so she didn't have to work anymore, or so she could buy things that she'd want to get or go on holiday or anything like that. And then I'd save a chunk of it as well. So far, these are probably quite boring answers. So what I would actually spend it on, I would definitely buy a house. I think that's like priority number 1, but like buy it outright. I don't know, I would probably try and buy a holiday home abroad somewhere as well. I would definitely travel. I would buy some technology. I'm looking to get some technology in the next year or 2 that I really want to get. My current sort of like wants for technology are a Nintendo Switch or I haven't quite decided, a Nintendo Switch Lite. I really want to get the yellow one. I've never played Animal Crossing. Really want to play that, so would absolutely love to get a Nintendo Switch or a Nintendo Switch Lite so that I could play Animal Crossing. I also want to get the newest iPad with the pen and like the laptop keyboard, like that magnetizes to it, just so I could use it as like an iPad and a laptop if I wanted to. I also want to get a proper camera. so I can film these videos not on my phone and on a camera. So they are the sort of things I want to get technology wise. I definitely treat my friends. You are welcome, guys. Although I don't buy lottery tickets, so maybe not so welcome. I would love to go travelling with them. I think that'd be so cool. I would also get my licence because I cannot drive. I wanted to get my licence this year, and then that's just gone to absolute pot because of COVID-19, which is great. I wanted to get my licence for like the last year or two, never had the money, never had the time, so wanted to definitely do it this year because I had the money to do it, and now I can't. So next year it will hopefully happen. I would also get a car. I don't want anything big, I don't want anything flash. I think I've settled on an Audi A1 as my dream car. Yeah, so that is everything from this video. I hope you enjoyed it and those questions were interesting and you found out a little bit more about me. If you haven't checked out my previous videos, make sure you do so. I will link in a couple now. If you are new around here or you have not yet done so already, please subscribe. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I hope you are all well. I hope you are keeping safe, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye!